working on getting it home. That's not good. All right, guys, I know it's been like 10 days since I uploaded something. It's been a horrible week. I've been working extra and doing all crazy stuff. I just didn't have time. But this weekend, I do. So today's project, we're gonna be working on my 1988 Chevy V30. It's basically a K30, but I believe 1987 was the last year for the K30. Then it switched to V30 from 88 to 91. Anyways, that's what we got. And I know you're gonna say, no, that's a 73, 74. It's not. You guys that are wondering, yes, this truck is actually a 1988. A complete nose swap. Suggested the inner fenders, the front fenders, the hood, and the radiator support, the grill and everything. I don't have a bumper yet. I have to pick that up. And then also those wiper linkages are from my parts truck as well. My buddy Steve had a truck. He had all the nose swap stuff, and I purchased it off him and I tossed it on this. The swap really wasn't that hard, and I think it looks great. Here's the inside of it. Nice bench seat, 4-speed. Just a average truck. I got my little Sniper EFI thing here. If you guys do Holley Sniper, Terminator X, whatever you want, this is a little trick that I like to use. This is a Scotia phone mount. I got the window mount, and I just stick my Holley right to that. It's simple. Yeah, you can. It's cheap, it's simple, and you're not drilling into the dash, which on this truck doesn't really matter anyways, but this seemed like my best option. Being a 1988, this truck does have some cool options. It does have the upgraded master cylinder. It has hydro boost, which I'm sure the other trucks did too. I'm not sure the years on that. But also, this truck has a hydraulic clutch, which is really popular. Obviously, it's better than the mechanical linkage. I replaced all that. Truck's kind of dirty. It's been sitting. But if you're doing a Cummins swap or any sort of motor swap, you'd rather have the hydraulic clutch because you won't have the linkage to worry about. And today, when we install the headers, it's going to be a lot easier because that linkage is not in our way. But basically, so I'm having trouble figuring out the fan shroud. So this is what I came up with for now. I haven't really driven the truck much. So that's holding up the hose. Yeah, kind of ghetto, little roadkill style, but that's all I got right now. So this is a small block Chevy. The owner of the truck said that someone may have gone through the motor and nobody fired it. Regardless, I pulled the valve cover. It still had assembly lube on it. This thing's absolutely mint, but it sat for a little bit, so all the paint's coming off and whatever. The thing fires up like a dream, but it does run a little rich, so I gotta figure that out. Yeah, you like that too? I gotta get the right hold downs, because the newer trucks have different hold downs. I guess I need the metal ones. But I redid all my terminals. It does have the updated serpentine belt setup, which was cool. Being an 88, that was also a thing. This truck was set up for a plow. I have an electric over hydraulic plow that I got to put back on it. But honestly, the swap was sweet. Really was not that hard at all. I built this bumper for the back. I got my vise over here. This was my grandfather's, so it's really important to have this on here. And I was basically building an old school style welding truck. This is an early 2000s Miller Bobcat 225. Runs like a dream. It's got like 700 hours on it. And this was my vision, to have an old school K30 welding truck, but it's a cabin chassis truck, so everything stays in line, which is pretty sweet. The duals, everything's tucked in. Another thing, these were really tough to come by. These are 19.5s, and they all kind of have some wear on them, so they need to be replaced. But the fronts are mainly what matter. These are commercial trailer tires, and obviously they're whooped, and they vibrate like crazy. So I got some new tires that we're gonna put on the front. My friend Nick's gonna come by and basically teach me how to do these 19.5s, because I've only done them with a machine. He does them with a bar. So we'll see how that goes. I got one wheel off. The brakes were all new. Calipers, the lines, the whole nine, whatever. I also did all the steering linkages and the steering dampener. This truck doesn't have ball joints. This is a Dana 60 Kingpin front end. This is about as good as it can get as far as a factory front axle. These are highly sought after. The front axle is probably worth just as much as the truck, to be honest with you. It's a Kingpin setup, so All it is a cone, some sleeves and springs, and that's it. There's no ball joints. These don't really fail. So that was one of the main reasons why I wanted this truck, and I can put the 19.5s on it because it'll handle it. This truck's a beast, and it's just old school, heavy duty, badass. We got an iconic small block Chevy, SM465 4-speed. That transmission probably weighs just as much as me, and I have a corporate 14 bolt in the back. So I'm doing the exhaust right now, and I actually ran into a problem that I thought was gonna happen. I'll tell you right now, this is not good. I hope I can recover from it. We'll see what happens. The old school style exhaust manifold, it was leaking around here. Stainless steel, supposed to be fine. But anyways, what happened, these bolts have been in there for quite a bit. Now this motor has been replaced, so they haven't been in there that long, but you can tell they got pretty rusty. In here, all that moisture sits, and what had happened, they all came out and they were really tough, except one. The outer shell, just like on this one right here, was holding on to that bolt so much that rust expanded and it actually broke the bolt. I'll show you guys what we got. I hope I can get it. There it is right there. I'm gonna use some PB Blast in one of my favorite setups. This is what I used to use at the dealership. You can get these at AutoZone. The brand is Titan. They work really good. I hope I can get this out. Clean it up. Be sure to not get any of that rust in the port, obviously. Just to see what we're working with. Get some of that out of there. Before I started on this exhaust system, I drove this truck for about 20 minutes, so everything's all nice and hot. That's your best bet when you got old bolts like this. Get them nice and hot, or you'll be heating them up anyways to do the same thing. Either way works. I'm gonna let that sit. I'm gonna go get the tool and we'll see if we can get this out. I really hope so, because I don't want to deal with this. For this one, guys, I'm gonna leave you up here. I'm really hoping that this works because I had plans. I wanted to go take the wife out in this so we could do a little cruising. It's been off the road for a while. Get that like that. Start it by hand. And then you can go in and get the wrench. For this tool, it's 36 millimeter. Make sure you tighten it up very good. And now here's where you pray. I don't know what just happened. I don't know. Nope. Not good. Alright. So it broke the rust off. Now I'm actually really worried about this, so I'm gonna get my little MAP gas torch and we're gonna heat this thing up because I'm worried. Alright guys, if you can see this, focus, there we go. My tool's a little worn out. I've had this thing for quite a while. This right here is something that can go really bad. So I'm gonna spend the extra $20. I'm gonna go buy myself a brand new tool and hope that pays off. I gotta go get spark plugs anyways. I already have the gaskets, I need header bolts. I'm gonna spend the extra money, 20 bucks. And it could save me a lot of time. So we'll be back. Same one I normally use. You guys just saw it in the video. Lifetime warranty. Oh, I'm an idiot. Got some spark plugs. I guess they're almost $5 a piece now. There goes $40. The most important part, the tool. I have used it with the impact gun. It works pretty good. I just don't think I have the room to get at it with the impact in this truck. We'll see what happens. Let's open it up. Obviously that one's worn out. That one's pretty good. We're gonna fast track. So the headers made it on, no problem. These headers really weren't that nice to begin with anyways. They were brand new, but sitting around in someone's basement, that's what happens. These are low quality, probably like $100 headers. That's what happens with them, so you're gonna get that. The rest of the exhaust went pretty smooth, and I wasn't able to put on my tailpipes because the cabin chassis truck's about 4 inches longer. So it just wasn't gonna sit over the axle like it should have. These are the new tires all mounted up. I didn't even get a video because Nick did them so quick. So we're running 245 70R 19.5s. They're Bridgestone R238s. Really deep tread steer tire. They're 14 ply sidewalls. Pretty sweet. These rims were really tough to come by. I searched a while. And they also don't match. These are from a high rail railroad truck. The rears are factory Chevy rims. And yes, it rides exactly like you think. Horrible. But it looks good. I don't know why this is doing it, but I gotta get this thing home. Air-fuel ratio is jumping up and down. This thing was running completely fine. Let it sit for 2 weeks, and this is what we're left with, so. I'm just working on getting it home. That's not good. So I'm pretty sure I made a mistake and ran the truck out of gas almost. So we'll see if this fixes it. That's my issues with the Holly, but we'll see. The whole reason why I started jumping on this truck is because the S10's done. The Mustang, I'm waiting for my dad on some stuff. And I just have parts for vehicles laying around. Projects that I started and stuff like that. I mean, there's no shortage of vehicles in this driveway. And everything has stuff to get done. So I'm just looking around and I'm like, well, I have parts for all this stuff. Might as well finish it, get this back going on the road. I moved the Ranger out here. I got a bunch of stuff for that. I have a manual transfer case for it. I got a new motor. I have a lot of stuff for this Ranger. I got stuff for this Camaro. So I'm just knocking off the small, easy things on the list. And then I can get everything close to being done. Now, as you guys saw yesterday, I was having an issue with this Sniper EFI. I think it was caused by myself. I want to say I ran the truck too low on fuel. That's why it was acting all sporadic like that. I put 5 gallons in it. We're going to go to the gas station. We'll see if it makes a difference. Alright, fired right up. Right now I got the oil set at about 900, so with the IAC it keeps the RPM up a little bit. Finally, it's nighttime and I wanted to wrap this video up. I wanted to wait till dark so you guys could see what this truck looks like all lit up. I absolutely love these trucks lit up. Thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. We have a little bit more to do on this square.